Ready, Agent Aloe?
I was hatched ready. Okay, I'm here.
Okay, the jet has a triple encrypted system.
Ah!
It's also got an alarm.
You could have mentioned that first.
Perfect. Launch sequence recognized.
Great launch! Now to get it back to base.
Right, on it.
Bombing run initiated.
No! Stop! Pull up! Pull up!
Ejection seat armed.
Huh?
Wow, you even took out the base too. Headquarters can't wait to get their hands on that jet.
I am 22 and I cry every second day. I sometimes cry about the things I know, and I always cry about the things I don't. But today I am sitting on cold concrete stairs, and I feel the sun on the back of my head as I hear two birds chirping. I wonder how many generations of their lineage have lived and died since the moment I was born. How many of them died of old age? Did they all cry at their uncertainty too? Or were they always wise? Did they have all the answers? Or did they know not to ask questions? My fear suspends in the air for a few seconds, and I watch one of the birds fly through it. It does so with such grace, its movements marked by the knowledge that it is only the flying that matters. I want to hold it in my hands and thank it for its wisdom. I want to ask it to whisper more of it into my ear, to tell me what things to care about, and what it feels like to live a life so short there is no time for wondering. But I know that even the desire to hold is deeply human. Proof of my need to know, to have, to own. I know a bird would never dream of it, so I settle for their joyful conversation. They stand proudly on their tiny legs. I look at their white, rounded abdomens and pitch-black eyes. Do they know how beautiful their little bodies are? Is that why they care for them? Or do they care for them because they don't know anything else? Because they must? Were they born knowing what I am still trying to understand? That the vessel that holds me does so without asking. That even when I don't find it beautiful, I must tend to it. That, against all odds and contradictions, I am alone in this body. That no distraction, no lover, no argument, regardless of how irrefutable it may be, could take away my responsibility over it. That I must feed, clean, hold, and caress it. That I must make love to myself. I notice the sun is now on the back of my neck, and its warmth is beginning to burn. But I don't move, because I've never been one to break a kiss. So I sit there, I close my eyes, and I ask the birds to please continue with their song.
The sweat that you feel on your body makes you realize that you are losing a lot of water. Kind of thick tongue and itchy throat. Yeah, it's quite uncomfortable.
Well, it's that aching in your being for moisture. Everything tightens up and everything shrinks up.
After a certain point, I know I'm headed for a migraine, and no matter how much water I drink at that time, I'll never be able to stop the migraine anymore. Like, the damage is done. Thirst is very disorienting, you know, and it makes you very single focused. Like, all you can think about is, where can I get some water?
That's what these experience, and I feel that. They are a creature of this world and have every right to be here as much as we do. You can't just dismiss them.
First of all, Bellevue Creek was channeled, right? It was diked, so that's the big creek that runs there. Further up the creek, they started channeling a lot of the water into Bellevue Creek and shutting off the other creeks that ran into Woodhaven. Except for North Fork Creek, which is the one that runs behind the house where you're staying. The other ones were either blocked or they were buried. And their water goes into the storm sewer system of the city.
Historically, North Fork Creek, especially with spring freshet, it naturally was just a channel that kind of diverged off of Bellevue and would have meandered through here. And this all would have been a floodplain. But after the creek, Bellevue Creek was diked and channelized, which corresponded with all the development in this area, North Fork sort of stopped flowing. And then after Woodhaven became a park, even back in the 70s, the naturalists and the Burbridges were already saying, oh, we need water in here to keep these ecosystems alive. Even back then, the cedars are showing signs of stress. And so they had to reconstruct this intake to get water back into North Fork, which thankfully did happen, but now it's operated under a water license from the province. Instead of North Fork being a creek and getting all the benefits of protection under the Water Act that a stream or a creek would get, all of that was stripped away, and instead it's just a water license to the RDCO for conservation purposes for Woodhaven. So they have a limited amount of water they're allowed to put in, and it's not to go past that fence. And they actually monitor it and, make sure that it's flowing in but not out of the park. All of that development, what that does is creates a lot of impervious surfaces. Everybody's got sloped roofs and eaves troughs and paved driveways that are designed to direct the water down the concrete into a pipe. The more everything gets paved, the less of that water is making its way down these hills into this water table that's supposed to be high. Then you add on, the really macro things are like climate change, how much water is evaporating in the heat, and even just the way that the soil gets so dry now, it's like hydrophobic, and when it does rain, the water kind of flows over the surface instead of sinking in.
Why does a completely dry park need a French drain? It is wild. Look around, it's so dry. And yet, even what little water could potentially pool here is sent underground and away.
It was the 70s, I guess things were just different back then. Water was just inconvenient, and especially when they wanted to develop and build houses. And then since then, it's been this constant juggling act of, okay, well, there used to be a high water table here, which arguably there probably isn't anymore. That's part of what Friends of Woodhaven has been saying, is that we need to study that. At one point, it was still a high water table, and so there was flooding in some of the neighboring properties. I think it was pretty limited. I think it was only a couple houses that were affected. At this point, why are we still trying to address problems that don't exist and creating new ones?
The water monitoring systems that the regional district put in after lots of complaints again from us about water. So they're apparently measuring the groundwater. And they have had them in here almost 2 years. They're collecting the data, but they don't have anyone to do the analysis.
A few years ago, I was a member of the board of the Friends of Woodhaven, and we talked at many meetings about the need to study the water in the park. I'm part of the university, we have researchers, we have knowledgeable people who could do this kind of study, just to give us, a baseline of the situation. It would be really great if the RDCO would also be interested in supporting this kind of study.
call it like a relative, and that need to protect it is because you hurt the water, you hurt yourself. It's not just a First Nation relationship, I think that's just a human relationship with water. In our stories, the first chaptique says the world began in darkness and water, and when you think about it, our worlds began in darkness and water, with being in the womb. As women too, our relationship with water is very, very strong because we carry that water inside of our bodies when we're bringing life into the world. So it's all integral, it's all interconnected, and we'll realize how incredibly interconnected we all are when it's too late, when those resources disappear. But this lesson can also be brought on to other aspects of nature too, like fire, for example. We have a lot of reason to be mad at fire, but fire is soothing, fire is healing, fire is progression.
For 10 years, you couldn't see that sign from here in the summertime. The smoke was so thick. The fire almost got this. You knew that, eh? Where it came across the back there. And then it was coming down, and we were at home, and the police came and said that to go now because they expected the fire to come down here. And it came down here and it got down just to the creek. It switched directions because it was drawn up to the hills up here. And then it drew it up there and burned down 200 houses up in the top there or something. Like, it was just horrendous. But we were sure our house was gone because we were right in the path of it. So it seems a shame to let it change so dramatically for just the lack of water, which is right there. You know, that's the thing I find, you know. They can do all of these things. Why can't you just run a pump from the creek into here and flood some of this and at least save some of it?
I'm often looking for new growth on the cedars, trying to find signs of life on a dead one, or noticing new ones that have died. I kind of like know them, and so I notice. We used to call this the old cedar grove, but now it's just a cedar graveyard. I'm not willing to just accept that this is a foregone conclusion. Like, this is what's going to happen to the park. The cedar trees are all going to die.
I am 3 years old, standing on the Oregon coast in nothing but a swim diaper and sunglasses when I make a break for it. The sun sits low on the water, its rays christening the waves as it prepares for its exit. I run through the sand, kicking up shells and dodging starfish toward the endless blue. My dad, wearing his new parenthood as panic, swoops in one swift motion and cradles me back into his chest. His heart is pounding. I giggle in return. After that day, my parents refer to me as their beach baby. Sometimes a drama queen, or more affectionately, their little diva. But I always like to imagine my younger self as a mermaid who was just trying to get home. Maybe one day I will walk straight into the water and no one will come running. For years after that, my parents tell this story as proof that I have always been theatrical. 3 years old and already staging my own escape attempt. But I remember it differently. I remember the salty pull of the air, the sensation of crabs pinching my toes, the deep call within my bones. Children believe in very practical kinds of magic. I was simply convinced the ocean had misplaced me. Now, every winter, about 30 seconds into January, this familiar ache returns. I dream of beachcombing and being sun-kissed. I convince myself I am only beautiful in the summer, when my hair is tangled from the wind and the water. I come alive on the solstice like something dragged out of the sea foam, wild and uninhibited beneath the moon, flirting with the shoreline and the blackberry brambles. I think I miss the version of myself the ocean allows. In the real world, I am caught between being pretty and agreeable and standing in the middle of the road like Fleabag, letting myself be mascara-stained and grief-ridden. In the real world, instead of screaming along to Jagged Little Pill with the windows down, I'm contemplating my receipt for a pack of pads and razors, thinking about the ways the world measures my womanhood in compliance. I think about the women in my life. I wonder what would happen if we could run straight toward the horizon together without looking back, without wondering if we're being followed, knowing that our bodies don't have to be anything more than vessels that move us. The noise gets to me sometimes. I think about that little girl on the Oregon coast, unruly and joyful, part mermaid, part overdue for her afternoon nap, the perfect cocktail for chaos. I know my dad saved me from the ocean that day. He did what any good father would have done. But isn't that what girlhood has become? Getting intercepted before we get too far? I'm chasing the version of myself who believes she belongs to the beach, who conceived herself from a clamshell. In my mind, her skin stings with brine, every nerve alive with the pulse of the water. I imagine her sand-stained, emerging barefoot and furious with delight, tasting the tang of seawater on her lips. She is raw, uncontained. She doesn't know how lucky she is yet. One day, I will walk straight to the water and no one stop me.
correspondent Ben Tracy shows us, climate change may be messing with the bugs' internal alarm clocks.
But Kritsky says climate change may be changing the cicada's timing. Scientists believe they count years through the changes in fluid.
Chester and Floyd live 2 worlds apart. They live in the same town, on the same street, right beside each other in fact, but their lives could not be more different. Chester has 3 children, 1 boy and 2 girls. Floyd has 2 children, 1 girl and another girl. Chester's family has a cat, and Floyd's family has a dog. A white fence is the only thing that keeps the peace between them. They have no commonalities at all. Well, except for one thing. They're both amateur rappers, a fact that Floyd learned by happenstance one summer afternoon when Chester happened to be recording with his window open.
The kids are out of the house, I got the data myself. The best word to describe this feeling is swell. I might even let a cuss word fly. What the hell? No one to tell this guy he can't rebel. And since I'm free I might as well speak, cause I'm annoyed. I got a real bad neighbor by the name of Floyd. Yeah, I treat him like a stranger every time. I avoid having conversations with this man, cause he's devoid of any information. It's all just noise, but we're all just boys deep down. Crack open cold beers, you can't beat the sweet sound, but I fear I need to drink 5 to even be around this jerk. Your style's absurd with the polo shirts and the cargo shorts, make my mind go sure. I guess that works if you hate looking fly. I bet your wife won't mind such a lame ass guy. Oh, damn. And he doesn't even know I'm rapping about him right now. What an idiot.
But Floyd did know that Chester was rapping about him. In fact, he was working on his own response a short time later.
Chester, your best words are lesser. Let's show you how rapid complex works. I left dog turds on your lawn, dropping bombs while you were gone on vacation. It didn't placate my hate, I had to keep going. Autumn leaves came and I started leaf blowing. Now you gotta rake it up again before it starts snowing. You ought to be ashamed how you kept your wife mowing the grass while you sit on your ass and keep choking. Your kids gotta take out the trash. I'm exposing your laziness at last. I'm way past opposing. It's a death sentence, Chester. I'm diagnosing. I'm not the kind of man you wanna retort. I've seen the worst of the world. I've seen the scars and the warts. I took the trip to Costa Rica and stepped off the resort. I had a spoonful of 3-day expired yogurt. And when I was in high school, I almost smoked weed. So don't ever doubt that I'm cool. Best believe one time I even let my neighbor slide with a sneak diss. Surprised I let you go, but now let's not repeat this.
Oh, you're a tough guy, Floyd. You're a real tough guy. But we'll never be cool beans like we used to be. You pass that opportunity with me, that's a guarantee. You stand the street with your bare feet to go and get the mail. I gotta close the curtain, souls are hurt. You should be thrown in jail, and your taste is so basic. You hate that, I know. I saw you dancing with your daughters at the Tate McRae show.
Be honest, if you saw it, you must have been there too. And your girls were at their soccer practice. What's your excuse?
What the heck are you doing, Floyd? This was my beat.
And that was my side of the property. You planted the tree, so don't be mad at me. I couldn't manage reprieve, cause candidly, all your raps are laughably weak.
Please step off the veranda so we can actually speak and scrap that home team advantage that you're latching to keep. If you aren't captain for free, you know I'll happily beef. Cause actually, I'm impressed you're matching my freak.
Of course you're impressed. How could you expect less? You took my greatness for granted. Had to remind you who's the best. I guess it wasn't evident in my choice of kicks or chicks or the cars that I drive so sick.
Please, you drive an 07 Honda Civic.
Yeah, well, you drive a 2006. You're just a sick puppy. And get this, your kids are ugly. I'll hit you with my car, Chester. Don't fuck with me.
Jesus Christ, you guys need to calm down. Please be nice and think about how this sounds.
Whoa, narrator, I didn't know you rap too.
True, I do, just like every other white dude. Here's another fact I didn't mention to you. I'm a record exec who pedals hip-hop tunes, and you two are the best that I've heard in a few. Would you like to go on tour and join my crew?
That sounds enticing, let me think about that. I've got a boss to contact.
And I've got a cat.
And we both want to hit each other with our cars.
But I guess we're grown adults, we shouldn't take it that far.
And now that we're trading bars, I think we work as a team.
You and me could join forces and live out our dream.
Think of it, Chester. All the fame and the money.
Let's both leave our wives and go travel the country.
Okay.
Atención, levantas el pie.
I can't follow my dreams in bed at the thought of leaving. I can't follow my thoughts to dream. I can't leave my dreams to follow my thoughts. I can't leave the thought of my dreams in bed. I can't leave the bed on the thought that I can follow my dreams. Those dreams I picked up on my childhood's garden. Wasted potential, a potential infinitely expanded. I cry at the thought of feeling complete after one song. What if the best isn't good enough? What if the best is the best it'll ever be? What will become of me? Be specific, dynamic, unique, trendy. Don't edit, write in the early morning, write at night. Play 5 minutes every day, sing in the shower. Make bad art, make bad art, make bad art. Have something to say. Tell me you love me, this, yes. Tell me you love this, me, yes. Tell me you love me, yes. Tell me you love this, yes. I want to do everything. I become stagnant. Muscles atrophy. Creative freedom kills me. I feel so afraid. I am so scared all the time, all the time. Maybe I feel too much. I know I will feel too much if I let myself ink, be played on a flute, be hung on a stage. Feeling too much. Feeling right or feeling wrong? No. Feeling right or feeling wrong. Tell me you love me, this, yes. Tell me you love this, me, yes. Scared of the future so much. I regret the past so much that I can't write well anymore because I refuse to write at all. I slow down. My breath breaks. I swallow a new pill to quicken dopamine. My head lies wide, not enough space for so many thoughts that I actually listen to what people say. And there's also my phone, keeping me from thinking too deeply about anything I overthink on. Apparently thinking deeply and overthinking are different somehow. And you're meant to sit with your thoughts and give yourself grace. I haven't played an instrument 2 days in a row in a year. And I stopped considering dreams as part of my days as well. I only exist in golden stars, like in a kindergarten classroom. I don't exist in possibilities. Please, and please, and please come home. I don't write because what do I write anymore? Words that make sense when I miss the sounds. I miss writing sounds, only sounds, melodies and cadence. I miss writing when I wouldn't show it to anyone, and I felt lonely and not known, and I wished to be known. Just write. Let go of sense. Don't edit. Just make bad art. Make good art. I used to. I can't find her. I used to. I don't see her. Only the world is enough for us. Made to be enough. Exists as enough. Not more nor less. The rest is up to us. And if we hyperextend until we break a ligament, will we heal?
Muy bien. Muy bien. Muy bien. Y aquí con mucha atención. Aquí se viene y se escribe. Buenos días. Buenos días. ¿Qué es tu nombre? Hola, ¿cómo estás? Está muy guapa. Bien. ¿Y ahí? La carne. Uy, Carlita, estás guapísima. Va a venir un carpintero.
10, 9. Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour.
Okay, we have one nicer wall.
Es ist mein... Ja. Es ist jetzt... Ich muss jetzt wieder das wiederholen. Okay. Okay, das war die andere Nacht. Ich hatte einen ganz langen Tag. Ich bin viel gefahren und viel gearbeitet diese Woche. Und das war einfach viel zu viel für mich und ich war so müde. Aber ich wusste, dass...
Quand toi puis moi, on est en auto, c'est tout le temps mon truc préféré. J'aime tellement ça, t'as aucune idée. Comme à chaque fois qu'on est capable de juste s'asseoir en silence ensemble sans dire un seul mot, j'ai de la misère à l'expliquer. C'est déjà difficile qu'on se comprend pas en ce moment, là.
Okay, ich glaube, das sind ein von zwei, das würde ich drüber. Ich glaube, das würde diesen Jahr sein, glaube ich. Ich würde sagen, das ist... Wir sind Auto gefahren, wieder. Ich habe gefahren.
Tu conduisais?
Ich habe gefahren.
Ouais, tu conduis tout le temps, c'est sûr, c'est toi qui conduis.
Ich fahre immer. Ja, natürlich. Dann, das war mit den Wolken auf dein Handy auch. Dein Hintergrund für ein bisschen. Und du hast mir ein Bild davon geschickt.
Tu veux dire, j'avais pris les photos puis je m'étais basée là-dessus pour mes projets.
Ja.
Oui.
Ja.
Okay.
So this is wild. I don't experience this ever in my life. No one speaks to me that I don't understand.
Because in French, there's so many words in English, like, I can't use them. Because then you're gonna understand, so I need to, like, switch.
But would it be the worst thing if I very slightly understood?
No, the point is to show that, like, we don't want to use the middle language, you know? Autant que je sais plein de choses sur toi puis qu'il y a tellement de choses que j'aime de toi, je serai jamais capable de te représenter parfaitement tant que je parlerai pas ta langue. Il y a rien que j'aime plus que t'entendre parler ta langue à toi.
Voilà.
Shut the rubbish. What? Yeah, okay.
It's also just
Like the peddler, I roam, uncertain where home might be, afraid and aware of the truth that lives deep in the yellow silt of two different homelands. I dip my face into the cold Atlantic, and she tells me a tale of migration, exile, clearances, land grabs, residential schools, languages and children stolen. I stay underwater for too long, and my blood becomes ice, white and hardened.
Ladies and gentlemen, we shall shortly be arriving at our destination. Would all vehicle drivers and their passengers please return to their vehicles? Please ensure you have all your belongings with you. Thank you for travelling with Caledonian McBrain.
In May 2025, I traveled to the Isle of Lewis from my home in Kelowna, Canada, seeking some answer to the question, where do I belong? And I am told that islanders are no strangers to movement, to the swell of the ocean and the winds that carried them away and then back, away and then back. Departures and returns marking the years, the changing tides. In my 4 weeks on Lewis, I fall in love with the land and its stories. I am dragged into the peat, restless and afraid, where I become my ancestors and my children at the same time. I forget to breathe and settle into my new belonging. I decompose. I become layered and irreconcilable. As a child, I grew up as scattered snow across Canada. Calgary to Winnipeg, Winnipeg to Calgary, Calgary to White Rock to Vancouver, Vancouver to Kelowna. But our story started in Tulsa. Tulsa to Glasgow, Glasgow to Calgary. The Atlantic becomes its own home for our transient hearts. On my first night on Lewis, I dream in Gaelic. I do not understand, but my children do, and they speak out to me from across the Atlantic and say, "How do we belong to all that we have stolen? To all that we have stolen. How can we belong to all that we have lost? To all that we have lost." I am a fence through our front yard, a for sale sign, a staked claim, an open hand, a goose barnacle clinging to a flip-flop, the wind against us, an arrowleaf balsam root, the bog cotton as soft as new skin, as layered as the peat, stone-hearted and full of fire. And when I ask to reconcile the past with our future, a beaver pelt and the stripes of Hudson's Bay across my back, I open my mouth and devour the earth, praying no one remembers. I am the unsettled sea foam, the northern winds. I am a settler and a colonizer. I am colonized and revitalizing. I am weaving on the loom, snowpack in the mountains. I am home and always longing to return. I am a story told for hundreds of years, shape-shifting under pressure. I am the peat bog and the heather, sagebrush and ponderosa pine. I am afraid and fearless, a cave to the other world, and I am listening. I am listening. Listen. Listen. Listen.
Hålsåndagen var ena hästar porten kära käcken våkan från borta mig. Kennytohken däriken frikeskun käka käkankar maleskikna häsuri.
Stars, 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 there are stars. There are stars in your back. Stars there on your back. There are stars on your back. Get up now.
Huh? You want a beer? You can have Phil's. Mm-hmm.
What does smoking mean to you beyond the act itself?
Oh, loaded question. Well, I think it's a ritual. I think that it's a habit that I've been endorsing myself in for a while. Yeah. Yeah. I think it started as like more of a social thing or like an experimentation and a vibe with Asher, my sibling. And then I think when I started smoking, I was in a pretty vulnerable mental state, and so it became a habit easier. Because it was more of like a coping mechanism at the time. So I'd say that.
Is there something that you're escaping from or something you're reaching towards when you smoke?
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely escaping, like, sitting in my thoughts. I think my thoughts really overwhelm me. And I think when I smoke, they kind of all go away. And so it's like, I can breathe, you know? It's like the time in my day where I can breathe. And I'm not, like, overthinking or, like, so ADHD that I'm, like, going crazy out of my head. Yeah.
I'm good.
It's gonna be a one-sided conversation.
It's an interview.
Yeah.
What do you think is the reason why you are put in this earth?
And that's not a deep question to ask before I'm high. Why was I put on this earth? Well, I've thought about it before, and I said that I was put on this earth for my mother. Yeah. I think that she holds me very close in her heart, and at one point in my life she had a lot of control over what I was doing. And I think that's what made me think that. I think my perspective is changing though. I think that I was here for multiple reasons. I am here for multiple reasons. I think I'm here to live, which sounds like so basic and normal, but it's true. Like, what would I be here if I wasn't, like, exploring the world around me? And I feel like I do that. Like, I think I was put here to go canoe tripping. And, like, live outside. Like, I don't think I'm born a person of technology or, like, future, you know? I feel like I would have, like, I am the most content and who I am and existing on this planet because I like being outside and I like living on the water and in a canoe and in like a 35-liter backpack, you know? Yeah. I like not being connected to a device. It feels like a chokehold. So, love. Yeah.
Can you go a little bit deeper into why you smoke weed?
What do you mean? I smoke weed because I like it.
Would you be comfortable with saying why?
Why I smoke?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. I think... No.
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 Okay.
Sorry.
No, don't worry.
There is another reason. I was feeling a little too close to home right now. So... Okay, can I?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Let's focus, sir. Remember.
Life could be a dream. Da-na-na-na-na-na, in paradise of love. Na-na-na-na-na. You know that song? That one.
Is life a dream?
Yeah. Feels like it sometimes.
When does it feel like a dream?
When I'm high. Or when I dissociate, but that doesn't really happen anymore. Don't cut that out.
I can't include that?
Okay, fine.